Happy Thanksgiving, everyone! Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade has been a tradition for decades, not only for New York City, but for a TV-watching nation as well, and it's amassed quite an interesting history in that time. Because of COVID-19 pandemic this year, 2020, the version will be making unfortunate history. The parade is still being staged for television's NBC 9 a.m. to noon, but it is not going to be a public affair. I asked my art kiddos to think of some things that they are thankful for and draw it in the airspace in this picture. When you can't think of something to draw, it's a great idea to start on the coloring process. This is a relaxing technique, and it can get your brain flowing with ideas. Younger kiddos who don't know how to color in the lines yet, maybe preschool or kindergarten and first grade, may need a technique for how to stay in the lines. My favorite technique is the one you see with the star. Start on the outside and trace the border. Then, depending on the shape that you're coloring, use an up and down motion, a side to side motion, or a round and around motion. Just make sure to cover in all those peekaboo spaces. Did you know that the original Macy's store was located 20 blocks south on 6th Avenue near 14th Street? Macy's has been at its current flagship location at Broadway and 34th Street since 1902. Continuing expansion made the location what Macy's calls the world's largest store, an entire city block with more than 1 million square feet of retail space. In celebration, employees organized a Christmas parade in 1924, featuring floats, bands, animals from the zoo, and 10,000 onlookers, according to a Macy's history page. It also started way up in 145th Street. The parade concluded with Santa Claus and the unveiling of the store's Christmas windows. 3 years later, the Christmas parade was renamed the Thanksgiving Day Parade. In my picture, I knew that I wanted to capture the feeling of New York City with the skyline of those tall buildings. They look almost metallic in the midday light, so I used my metallic colored pencils to give different effects to the buildings. Some have silver on one side, and some have bronze on the other, while some have gold at the top. These details are very important to tell where the light is and where the dark shadow lies. According to Mental Floss, the balloon attractions debuted in 1927, inspired by a balloon float. Even then, they were massive. One was 60-foot dinosaur, and in those days, they had more to deal with than just high winds and crazy weather. Until 1938, an elevated train ran down 6th Avenue. In teaching my middle schoolers some art techniques this year, I gave them a simple tutorial found on YouTube by Conrad Schroeder on how to draw a crowd of people. This video had 9,646 views at the time that I saw it. I hope you take a look and enjoy his work. Another good example for how to draw a crowd is the video titled Draw Tip Tuesday, Drawing a Crowd by Kuzji Kohini. Well-known characters have been part of the parade since 1927, outlining. Felix the Cat was there from the beginning, and Mickey Mouse joined in 1934, the same year that was featured a balloon based on a popular entertainer, Eddie Cantor. Peanuts characters, especially Snoopy, who made his first appearance in 1968, are regular visitors, and that's why I chose to draw Snoopy with his air conductor outfit for my first balloon. If you want to draw Snoopy simply, just use ovals, one for the head, then one for the eye section of the head, one for his pilot's cap, one for the ear part, 2 circles on the top for his eyes, a W shape for the nose or snout, and more ovals for the arms, body, leg to the knee, and feet. And then an awkward triangle for his little tail. The start of Thanksgiving always brings upon Black Friday deals. Black Friday was called that for the great deals and the amazing carnage that came with those deals on the Friday after Thanksgiving. A lot of people are buying electronic games for children, and they need batteries. The Energizer Bunny made its way to the market on October 30th, 1988, and by 1989 it had its iconic commercial. I start with some irregular oval shapes for the ears and put identical shapes on the inside of those ears because the middle of the ear is white while the outside, in the Energizer Bunny's case, is pink. Then, knowing that the head always has his iconic sunglasses on, I needed to make some space for the sunglasses. A lot of people, when they draw sunglasses, only draw a sideways figure 8. Here, you can see that I've given some space for the brackets that holds the headphones, the sunglasses, on the head. Then, I've continued the shape around each eye and added another part to the outside of the right-hand side. Following this, bunnies have an iconic W shape for their nose. So I made the W, added the concave triangle shape for the nose, and whiskers. Following this, I have his bunny body holding both of the drumsticks and the drum out in front of him. Bunnies have a white stomach, and this Energizer Bunny needs to be wearing his sandals so his feet don't get hurt when he keeps going and going and going. The Thanksgiving Day Parade always starts at 9 a.m. and always ends at noon with their Santa Claus. Each year, Santa Claus may have a different float, he may have a different looking sleigh and different presents, he may have a different robe that he wears to keep himself warm, but he always has his gray beard, his rosy cheeks, and his open arms waving at the people. This is something that my sister always looked forward to every year at the end of the Thanksgiving Day Parade. Sometimes when you draw something that is white on white paper, it looks kind of dull. So, adding a little bit of dimension to Santa's beard and eyebrows and hat and gloves and all the white things in the picture, I added a little bit of gray just to show there's texture. At the private school I work at, my students are required to write their names and the majority of their handwritten assignments in cursive. I think it's important in an artistic way to notice how beautiful the curvature of the lines are in cursive wording. And Macy's always has the word believe in the background. You can believe that things will get better. You can believe that Santa Claus is coming to town. Or you can believe in the future and salvation.